My boys, it is time to showcase what is the ultimate defense build on Xenoverse 2 with Ultra Instinct. And I'm not lying when I say ultimate defense build in Xenoverse 2. Literally, almost nothing can affect you while you have this active. There are very few things in this game that'll actually be able to hit you when you have this build put together right here. Now, we're going to take a look at my stats just to show for anybody who is interested. The stats of this build are not really what makes it the ultimate defense, because these stats right here are the stats that I had from the Ultra Instinct Awoken breakdown video. The full breakdown I did of that video where I maxed out my basic to 200 just so we could see what the max damage of the counter actually could be. That is why this build is the way it is. Now, stamina is something that you're going to have maxed out for a UI build. I mean, it should be maxed out in any kind of UI build for the most part, because stamina is the most important stat for UI, considering when you dodge, it does take stamina away, right? So this is the preset or stats that I do have. But again, that's not the important part. That's not what this build is about. The build really is about these skills. And there's really four skills, mainly three, but there is a fourth that is very, very important to this build right here. And as you guys see, we got shield barrier, which is shield barrier. I said that wrong, I feel like. That is a very important skill for this build. We still have data input and then lovely cyclone to keep data input going. Now, the fourth important skill that I was talking about, or somewhat important skill, would be your evasive. Now, the reason I have something like energy field on is because, say for example, you get hit by like a final explosion or something like that, a big AoE type move, right? With energy field, you will block out that entire move. If you have something like instant rise on or even mock dash, sometimes you can get stuck in the final explosion again, depending on what map you are playing on. So I like to use energy field because, well, this has been my evasive from Xenoverse 1, and they did make it a 2-bar evasive, as you guys can see at the same time, and it does nullify essentially everything as an evasive skill. So that's why I have that as my evasive for this build right here. But the three main important skills are really data input, lovely cyclone, and shield barrier. Because what does shield barrier do actually? Let's take a look at the description. Generate a barrier that can protect you from key blast. What is the major thing that can really hit you when you have data input active with Ultra Instinct? Well, key-based stuff, key-based attacks, like for example, a regular Kamehameha, a burning attack, things like that. But this is where shield barrier does come into effect and actually blocks those out as well. And then at the same time, it blocks regular key shits, making you not have to waste any stamina on a dodge for a regular key shit, because you know people like to be spamming them at Ultra Instinct. It's been a thing literally since UI Goku came out. People have always tried to throw a lot of key blasts at you to try and get you to waste your dodges like that, right? So shield barrier nullifies that at the same time. So essentially, there are only a few things that can hit you when you have these three things active. The things that can hit you are key-based ultimates. They will still go through shield barrier. Strike-based supers and ultimates that act as command grabs, because remember, we went over that in the data input combination video with Ultra Instinct, that only strike supers that are act like command grabs can hit you when you have those two things active with Ultra Instinct. So what we're going to do now is go into the training and showcase with Trunks, because Trunks has Burning Slash or Shining Slash, which is a strike-based super, and he has Burning Attack, which is a key-based super, and we're going to show that literally nothing of that sort can hit you while you are in this form and have shield barrier active along with data input. Now again, like I said, key-based ultimates can hit you, but if someone just activates a random key-based ultimate, all you got to do is burst dash, and well, their stamina broken at that time. So in a sense, that's not really something you're ever going to get hit by. And then also strike-based supers and strike-based ultimates that act as command grabs. But if somebody doesn't have that on their build, well, then at that point in time, they're kind of shit out of luck, and they really can't hit you with anything. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to go into Ultra Instinct first. Now activate data input. Now activate my shield barrier, and I'm going to have Trunks use both of his super attack 1, I believe, is Shining Slash, and then super attack 2 is Burning Attack, right? So right here, Trunks is about to use a Shining Slash on me, and as you see, oh, it's Burning Attack, and as you see, boom, completely blocked it, right? That's where shield barrier comes in. You can no longer be hit by key-based supers. Now, super attack 2, watch out with that, Trunks. Super attack 2, shining slash. You get the auto dodge effect from data input along with Ultra Instinct, but remember, strike-based supers do not take any stamina to dodge when you have data input active. The only thing that takes stamina to dodge while you have data input active is little key shits, regular key blasts. Your CAC will dodge those normally and it'll take stamina away. But if you have all these things active, like shield barrier, you cannot be hit by a regular key blast. Like, it's just not possible. So we're gonna activate shield barrier once again and now set Trunks to super strong, just to show you guys that essentially there is nothing that can hit you. Literally, watch. I mean, the man's is coming at me with everything. The regular basic attacks, throw a grab out, Trunks, come on. Come on, Trunks, try and grab. Usually the CAC, the computer will grab, and he's not grabbing. There we go, there we go. We got the grab active. Now we get the grab. All right, now let me try and activate shield barrier again. See, that's the one thing. I didn't get it off, so I was still moving. Bitch, let me get it off. All right, now we have shield barrier active, and once again, we will not be able to be hit by essentially anything. I wish there was a way to make the computer throw like without regular key blast or anything like that. Oh, also my data input did go away. I forgot to use Lovely Cyclone to keep that going because I was more focused on the shield barrier side of things. So Trunks go again away once again. Actually, let's just hit restart. Go to training settings, put him to standing, so we can activate all of this. Now, the thing about this is it does take 3 skills out of your preset to have all this stuff active with Ultra Instinct. So you're really only going to have 1 skill that you're able to have for a damage purpose. Like, as you guys see, I have Vanishing Ball set as my 1 skill because, well, Vanishing Ball does good damage and it allows you the ability to follow up at the same time, as you guys see right here. Okay, the angle was a little bit off, but usually it allows the follow-up ability. Let's see if it actually happens this time. Yep, as you guys can see right there, able to follow up with the attack afterwards and keep the combo going. So Vanishing Ball is a very, very strong key-based super in this game, and it's why I have it as the 1 skill on this build right here that I'm using for damage purposes. Now again, when you have all these things active, data input and shield barrier at the same time, you essentially cannot be hit by anything for the most part unless it's a key-based ult, which, like I said before, if they activate a key-based ult, well, then at that point in time you just stamina break them. But just to show that a key-based ult will hit you through shield barrier, what? Why did it completely reset? But let's just activate shield barrier, and as you guys see, it literally goes right through it. There's nothing that you can do about a key-based ult, even if you do have shield barrier active. But again, the thing is, with that, all you have to do is burst dash at your opponent, and then you will be able to stamina break them. So nobody's going to throw out a random key-based ult like that to try and hit you, because they can get stamina broken like that and be punished and basically lose the match for doing that. So essentially, the only thing that you're really vulnerable to in this is, well, just strike-based supers and strike-based, and not even strike-based ultimates, because nobody's going to throw out a random strike-based ultimate, because again, they can get stamina broken. But strike-based supers like Super God Fist, like Broly's grab move, I forget the name of it, gigantic gigantic something or something like that. I forget the name exactly, but moves like that will be able to hit you through this. But it's also why I call it the ultimate defense build, because essentially there's not much that can actually hit you. There was already not much that could hit you when you have data input active with Ultra Instinct, but then when you take it a step further and throw shield barrier in there, then you're really not getting hit by nothing. And again, regular key shits are gonna be nullified, meaning you won't be wasting any stamina from regular key shits when you have the barrier active. Now again, the barrier only lasts about 15, I would say 15 to 20 seconds, something like that. So it is something you will have to reactivate at a fairly consistent rate if you do want to keep that up and keep that the key nullification up at the same time. But without a doubt, like I said, this is the ultimate defense build, because there are very, very few things you can actually be affected by, and at the same time there is nothing that Ultra Instinct will be dodging in a sense to where it is wasting stamina, unless that shield barrier goes down. And that's where Ultra Instinct really also comes into a bonus effect, because even if that shield barrier goes down, you're able to dodge regular key shits. It's just at that point it will be taking stamina away from you, which, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, considering if you do activate shield barrier a good amount of the time, for the most part, you're not going to be losing much stamina. Like, this build right here is just absolutely insane when it comes to defense. I mean, it's why I call it the ultimate defense Ultra Instinct build. So let me know what you guys think about this build down below in the comments. What do you think of the mixture of data input, shield barrier, and Ultra Instinct all at the same time, when you also have lovely Cyclone going to keep data input going as well? Now also remember, with data input, like we explained in that video, even if you have data input active along with Ultra Instinct, remember, when you are moving, that's when the regular Ultra Instinct also comes into effect as a part of the ultimate defense type of thing, because when you are moving, that is when you can be hit by regular stuff. But with Ultra Instinct active, as you guys see, it's doing the regular dodges. Now, at the same time, it will be taking stamina because it is doing the regular dodges, but when you're standing still like that, you are not taking any stamina or losing any stamina away. But again, now we're going to be moving. Actually, data input went away anyway. So when you're moving around with data input, like I said, that is when Ultra Instinct, the regular, the form and the awoken, comes into effect once again, because there are going to be times where you are moving. You're not just going to be standing still all the time with data input active. But with this build right here, again, you are essentially nullifying everything for the most part from being able to hit you, which again is just absolutely insane. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments on the ultimate defense build in Xenoverse 2 when it comes to Ultra Instinct, and just how insane this truly can be. Like I said, there are only a few things that can hit you: strike-based supers and ultimates that are command grabs, and then key-based ultimates when you have all of this active at the same time. But with that being said, man, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, hope you have a good one. Peace, y'all.